Welcome to Chad and Cortney's Cooking by Country. And I probably should say Chad and Cortney's Cooking by Country while in COVID, right? Because this is how crazy we've gone. We've been watching a TV show called Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix. And he goes around from country to country eating food. And we wanted to go from country to country, but we can't actually leave our own home. So Cortney and I came up with this idea that we would do our own cooking show, and we would probably do it poorly. So the other day at work, she sent me a video of herself. She has a globe in her classroom. She spins the globe, and she says, whatever country my finger lands on, we're going to make food from that country. So she spins it, and she lands on Canada. Canada!
So I figured we might as well start with a flannel and a Molson. So here you go, baby. Your Molson.
I know, they're still going, Canada!
I know. In our house, you cannot cook dinner without a little alcohol. So
Or a lot of alcohol.
a lot of alcohol. So we're going to start with some Molsons tonight and move into the hard liquor a little later.
And we'll tell you in just a second what we're going to cook. But first, here's to Canada.
To Canada, eh?
Okay, so our first dish that we do, we're going to do two.
Yes.
And if at the end of the video you've only seen us cook one, this is why. So we decided the first thing is probably the first thing you thought of when you thought of Canada, and that was poutine.
Love poutine. I didn't even know about poutine until like 5 years ago. I don't know how I went my whole life without eating poutine.
So if you've ever had poutine, it's very simple. We're going to make some French fries. We're going to make French fries from actual potatoes. You know how many times I've done that in my life? 0.
Chad bought a fry daddy for this occasion.
I have never made French fries.
He's very
excited about it.
He's more excited about the fry daddy than I am.
Cheese curds, they go on the French fries.
I have known about cheese curds most of my life.
Now, you're going to say, why are they using pre-packaged pulled pork? All right? Rather than making the pulled pork. Well, my theory on poutine, and see if this makes sense to you, is that it was some guy that worked at some bar in Canada, had a bunch of leftover stuff.
Probably.
And they said, hey, what can you make us? And he said, well, I can make some French fries, and I guess I can throw some cheese curds on there, and maybe some pulled pork, and then some gravy, which we're also going to make. We'll make it fresh from beef stock. We'll make our own gravy. And then an egg on top of it, and it was brilliant and became popular throughout Canada.
Yeah, so it's not really about the pork. It's, to me, more about the fries and the gravy anyway. So we were going to get some special pork, but went, nah, it's really about the gravy and the fries.
We literally have microwavable pulled pork.
We may regret it.
And I think the only other things we're going to need, garlic salt, onion powder, these are for the fries, and some pepper. And those will also go in the gravy, yes. I think.
Yes.
What else do you got out here?
And beer. Oh, and beer. Oh, and eggs. We'll get our eggs out too.
Oh yeah, we'll get some eggs out, because they'll be needed.
That's one of the best parts.
Okay, so to start on French fries, we're going to cut some Yukon Gold, is that what these are?
I think so.
Potatoes into French fry shapes. Now you could skin these if you wanted to, but I'm lazy and I don't mind the taste of skin.
No, I like skin on
French
fries.
right?
I think you have to have skin on French fries for real poutine.
There you go.
It gives it a little bit of extra depth with the gravy.
And she's drinking a Canadian beer, so she knows.
That's great. And I had on flannel about 2 minutes ago.
So I'm going to cut these into French fries. In the meantime, I have my Crisco getting ready in the Fry Daddy. And the reason I chose Crisco is because if you've ever seen The Help, that's what you fry things in. That's what you see in the movie The Help. That's what you fry things in.
That's right.
So, all right, just a quick example. I'm going to cut these into the best fry shapes I possibly can. You need a good sharp knife, which we just recently obtained good sharp knives. We didn't have them for the first 20 years of our life, but we just recently got good sharp knives.
That's what happens when you get married in the courthouse.
Yeah.
you
no one gives you any gifts at all. So I'm going to go with like that big. Does that look good to you?
Yeah, I was thinking skinnier than that, actually. Some of them might not have the skin on.
Our first fight. I think this would be good.
Sure.
We're going with like that size fries.
Alrighty.
And we'll see how that works out.
Like, can we cut these down the middle though? Like, how about if we do like those?
Skinnier, so we have different sizes?
Yeah.
Sure, different size fries.
Okay.
Sounds like it's gonna work out. So I have cut up 2 potatoes. We had 4, because we weren't sure exactly how many potatoes it was gonna take, but we think 2 is enough. I need to take them, put them in a colander, now you can actually see them better, and I'm gonna rinse them off and then dry them off. I'm not sure why they need a bath and dried off, but we're gonna do it because the internet says so.
Most of you are probably like, you don't know why, because there's starches on there, Chad. That's why you rinse off the potatoes.
There's starches on there?
Lots of starch, yes.
So you can rinse the starch off of potatoes?
Maybe. It's just my theory, but I think that I'm right, yes.
Okay, and then I'm gonna dry them off on this paper towel here, which I needed more paper towel.
Are they supposed to be 100% dry?
Yes, we want them as dry as they can be because
Seems
the
like it's
water
gonna
will
take a while.
the water will react. I'm gonna dab them dry. The water will react with the fry daddy, which is the next phase we'll get to. So fries are dry. We're about to attempt the use of the fry daddy for the first time ever.
I'm a little bit nervous actually about this, I'm not gonna lie.
Never used a fry daddy in my life.
I'm afraid my whole kitchen's gonna smell like fried food for like a month.
And it's probably gonna happen. But we're gonna put them in a little bit at a time, take them out. They will rest here on this paper towel here then while the grease kind of comes off of them, and we'll see how that works
This
out.
is the price I'm paying for poutine.
Okay, so
Like, totally worth it though, totally worth it.
so should I lower them in with this, do you think?
I don't think you should drop them. I think it'll end up in a hospital visit. So yes, I'd say lower
We're gonna
them
lower
in the
in
basket.
a basket full of fries at a time. We have too many fries. All right.
You can never have too many fries, Chad.
All right, I'm gonna, a good basket full of fries.
How long do they go in for?
5 minutes, it said.
Okay.
4 or 5 minutes, but.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Oh, that was way
It's
anticlimactic.
bubbling!
It's all good. Look at that, perfect.
Oh my gosh, it just goes to the top and then it stops. It's like it knows. The fry
Super.
daddy knows.
Super
I
anticlimactic.
should have just trusted the fry daddy.
Disaster
To
averted.
do its magic.
All right, so we're gonna do that with all the rest of these, and then you'll see the fries at the end. It's the worst pouring of a beer I've ever done.
You haven't
Right there.
bartended in a
It's
long
pretty
time.
bad. Yep. I'm out of practice.
This is why I pour the beers and you drink them. Let's see if you can name 5 bands from Canada. 5. I just looked at like the top 25, so I know them all.
Justin Bieber.
1.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. Well, sadly I have to say
I'm gonna-
Nickelback just to get it out of the way.
Timer on this.
Just to get it out of the way.
I only looked at the top 25 and Nickelback did not make the cut.
It's all that's going through my head.
I forgot about Nickelback.
I'm pathetic enough that the only thing that's going
Okay,
through my
I'll give
head
it
is
to you.
Nickelback.
2. What's another one?
Shania Twain.
She was
Celine
not
Dion.
Is Celine Dion from Canada? Oh, she is totally
course she is,
Canadian.
yeah.
None of these were on the top 25.
I don't know what to tell you. What?
You're at 4.
I'm at 4. Who sings the record to Edmund Fitzgerald? Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes,
There's 5.
There's 5. Ding, 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 ding.
Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say like Avril Lavigne and
there's our. Ooh, these.
Neil Young.
Hey, look
and
at this.
Guess Who? Those look really good.
Yeah, they actually
Okay,
do.
Google, stop
That
the
could be
timer.
where it was at. It's all good. Look at those. They look like actual French fries.
Me too.
Now we just have
Woo woo.
about 3 more of those to do.
Honestly, I don't know why we don't open a bar. All right, batch number 2. Kind of.
I keep dropping.
I'm gonna put this in the fridge for like 2 seconds.
I'm gonna throw a few more in with this batch here. Crazy love, chicken love.
All right, Chad. So
Are we recording?
we are.
I was singing.
He's always singing when he cooks. If Chad's not singing when he cooks, then something's going wrong.
If I'm not singing when I'm doing anything,
That's true.
I do.
Just ask Lane, you're ready. Seriously.
So what were you gonna ask me?
Any city in Canada that you could visit, what city would you visit?
Vancouver.
Yes, that's I think my number one too.
Because it's like the outside, it's the outdoorsy one.
Yeah, it's like north of Washington State. It's got that whole kind of rainforest feel to
Correct.
it.
Yes.
I think my number two would be Montreal though. Like I would love
Yeah, they
because
film
you
all the
know
movies there.
I am
Yeah.
French Canadian, so I think that I
She's not making that up. She's actually French Canadian.
French Canadian.
It's
So
the truth.
I feel like I need to visit there sometime in my life.
Yeah.
It's-
And that and the fact that we have been, I've been to 40 states, and I haven't been to the
40? Have you counted them?
40.
When did you count them?
One of those Facebook things, and ask you how many states you've been to. I
You
clicked
did
on all.
it?
Yeah. 40 states. But I haven't been to the far northeast or the far northwest.
Yeah, we always talk about that. We want to go to New England sometime in the fall.
Or Maine or something like that.
Yeah.
Or on the other side, we haven't been to
I
Washington
can't believe
or
we've
Oregon.
never been in the Pacific Northwest. Like, it's one of the places I always wanted to go to because, you know, I grew up in the 90s in grunge and Seattle I thought looked super cool.
Totally. I think these are ready. I'm going to get out the next page.
Yes. All right. See if they look as good as the first. Oh, I think they look even better.
They're pretty good.
Seriously, the fried Eddie is badass.
It is. And the Crisco, perfect. We've already sampled a couple of these.
Delicious. They're better than some French fries we get in restaurants. Like,
For sure, yes. And
Really
I
good.
never thought I would make homemade fries, and then I would actually like the homemade fries. I have a fry stove. Okay, no. Okay, good. All right, last batch.
wait, does it have to get back up to temperature again, or do you
Whatever. It's all good.
It's bubbling.
I'm brave enough to drop
Look
them in
at
my
you,
hand.
dropping them in my hand now. Like you're a professional.
I don't know about that, but I no longer require the.
Famous last words.
This was it was described on Amazon as a Chinese, literally it said Chinese wok fry device, something like
Device.
that. Device. And I got 3.
I mean, why wouldn't you buy
It gave
it?
me 3
I don't think the big one would
for
even
one
fit in
small
the fried
price.
Eddie.
It wouldn't, and the small one's not enough for how many fries?
The medium
was
size
perfect.
was perfect, yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of China, we've got to pick our next country. I mean, do we do that tonight, or do you want me to spin the globe again?
Oh, we're not. We're a long way from ever doing this again.
I think we're off to a good start.
We're a long
I
way.
mean, you're doing all the work that I need to drink, but
It's like, yeah.
it's delightful.
I'm drinking a little bit myself.
All right. So, while Chad's finishing his last batch of French fries, I'm gonna start making the gravy. So, honestly, this is the first time we've made gravy from scratch. Usually, we make it from drippings, like if we cook a chicken, which is delicious. All you gotta do is add a little flour and water to that, and it's delish.
We've actually made gravy like a lot of times.
Yeah, we're really good at making gravy, but we've never made it without a bird involved. So,
Without a bird involved. Exactly right. This is correct.
So, a little bit of research online, and it's pretty easy to make a gravy without the drippings. So, what you have to do is you have to start with a roux. So, those of you that don't know, roux is just butter. Melt the butter, add in some flour until it's like kind of blonde colored and kind of like gooey.
I don't know what a roux is. We're going to learn together.
I feel like I know exactly what I'm doing because I watch cooking shows all the time.
Okay.
So
I usually make the gravy, by the way. Like,
Top Chef?
every time.
And I totally know how to make the roux.
Okay.
I just binged the last season of Top Chef in like 4 days. I'm totally good. Even though they didn't make a single roux on there, because I think this is something from like the 80s and 90s.
Never seen someone make a roux ever.
So I'm melting a quarter of a cup of butter right now.
You're definitely doing a much better job of explaining what you're doing. Mine was cut the fries, throw it in the grease, pretty much.
This is my job. I should be a professional, like, food show host because I teach.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a testament to why you should never be on a food show.
Hey, I think we're doing well. So far, your fried Eddie has
Actually,
improved.
So far, because we've sampled quite a few, the fries are fantastic.
Fries are really good.
They are.
So I've got my butter. It is melted. It's just kind of a little bubbly. That was a quarter cup of butter, and I've got a quarter cup of flour. And I'm adding it in there, and I'm just whisking until it's kind of blonde colored.
Show them in the pan. Hold it up and show them in the pan.
I'm whisking. And it's kind of turning into what looks like, how would you describe this? Like
Pancake batter.
Yeah, like pancake batter. Good. And it's turning kind of blonde.
You'll notice too that like when Courtney cooks, everything's measured out. And she's got it over to the other side of her.
So true.
I measure nothing.
You are like just wing it, and
Yeah.
when I wing it, it tastes like shit. It does. You wing
I
it,
think
and
it's
it's
good.
like delightful. Look at it. I learned how to make bread without any recipes.
That's the truth. I actually learned how to make bread without ever looking at a recipe. I just thought I'd make bread one day and figured it out. Yeah.
That's never, ever, ever. So now I'm adding in some beef stock. So 3 cups of beef stock. Whisking this bad boy in here. Look, it actually starting to look like gravy.
It's supposed to be gravy, so that's a good thing.
Ah, right on the right track, right?
It does. It looks pretty good.
All right, so I got my 3 cups of gravy. And
I
I'm just
forgot
gonna
I made
kind
the
of stir this, bring it to a boil, like a simmer, and I'll turn it down a little bit, and it just boils down.
All right, so all the fries are done, and they actually look really good. So we are going to use regular salt. Where'd you hide the regular salt, sweetie?
In the salt holder.
In the salt shaker. Salt shaker. We're going to salt them. And then, and Courtney will attest to this, I put garlic salt on most things I do. So I'm going to put a little garlic salt on there as well.
Sometimes a little too much, but it's not bad this time.
A little garlic salt on there. This is onion powder. Onion powder adds flavor to everything. And again, we were talking about her having like a recipe. I don't have a recipe. This is just me going, this will be good. So some onion powder on those fries.
And obviously, those of you that know Chad, he likes to shoot his own horn all the time. So his recipes don't always turn out. I just want to point that out.
That has never happened. So pepper as well. His pepper, salt and pepper, the basic seasonings. And these fries are ready to rock. We're just waiting on everything else.
Boil, you beautiful, beautiful.
French fries. They look good, don't they?
We're getting cold. I gotta hurry up with this gravy. All right. So my gravies have been cooking down for a little while now. Probably about 5 to 10 minutes. I've been boiling it, cooking it down. Because it was a little bit on the runny side. Like, I know when gravy sits for a while, it thickens up, but I don't know, I probably could use less beef stock. But anyway, it's almost done, so I'm going to add some seasonings to it. I'm just going to add about a quarter of a tablespoon, like a quarter of a teaspoon of thyme, maybe a little extra because I like thyme. And I'm going to do a quarter teaspoon of like rosemary, just a little bit of rosemary. Chad's not crazy about rosemary. I would have added some sage in there, but we don't have any. So I'm just going to stir those in.
While she does that, I'm going to put cheese curds on the fries. Whole package seems sensible. About right, right?
That's a lot of cheese.
It is. And then we have went through the off screen. We went through the process of getting the pulled pork ready. So I'm going to dump some on because the gravy's coming soon. Oops. Or maybe all of the pulled pork. Perhaps all of it.
That's
I'm going to take some off. I'm going to take some off.
Pork loaf.
It is a pork loaf. Exactly. I'm going to take some off of there. That was way more than we intended.
Maybe that's like our segue into like our next like thing that we're doing, the Don Air. It's like a loaf, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, you're right. That's the next thing we're going to make, assuming we get that far. Okay, so we've got that ready. I'm going to get this and put it somewhere else, like the refrigerator.
This is really good. It smells like Thanksgiving.
And I'm going to get ready to make the eggs that go on top.
All right, so I'm almost done with my gravy, but I have one more step. Like this, like I need to add some cream to it, so. Okay. All right, so once I added my spices, once I added my thyme and my rosemary, it says to cook it for about a minute just to get those aromatics out. So I think it's probably been about a minute now. So I'm just gonna remove it from my heat. And I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of cream. It says 2 to 3. I'm just gonna start with 2. So I'm gonna whisk that in as well. I'm not gonna lie, Chad, this really does look like gravy.
It looks like pretty good gravy.
Yeah, it really does.
I'll give you that for sure. Yeah.
Chad doesn't give me a lot of credit when we cook. He likes to be like top dog. It's true. So when my stuff turns out, that's what he usually says. I'll give you credit. It was
So Cortney's a really good cook. She actually is a very good cook. She just has this obsession with this word here. That this is for the next recipe. Healthy.
Yeah, because obviously in our old age, you know, we need to think about things other than poutine.
What? French fries, cheese curds, pulled pork.
The reason why I try to go healthy the rest of the week.
French fries, cheese.
Like,
in that sense.
We should not be able to walk on 2 feet. We should be like the biggest people.
We're going to make something else after
We
this.
like delicious, rich food. We like beer. We like alcohol in general. We like wine. We like...
She's named 3 different alcohols in that description.
Okay,
so are you pouring that gravy right over top, and then we're making the eggs, or what are we doing?
Honestly,
doing the eggs first?
let's let this rest for a minute, and then we'll make the eggs, and then it'll cool down enough where it won't be scalding, and just turn the cheese to butter. All right, so I think my gravy's done. So I'm just scooping it here into the poutine because Chad's eggs are almost done. So some of you are probably like, she didn't salt and pepper her gravy. Yeah, I realized that. I was supposed to do that at the end. So I did just salt and pepper my gravy, and I have to say it smells like Thanksgiving. It smells so good. Actually, I was just doing a little dance, talking to Chad about how in the lunchroom the other day at school, like I was doing a little dance because I liked what I eat. Like whatever I put in my mouth at that time, I don't know. And one of the other teachers was laughing at me, and I'm like, don't you do that? Like when I like food, I like kind of do a little dance, and I'm doing that watching this poutine cook because it looks so good. I think I need like a lot of gravy on here, right?
Keep in mind it's going down into those.
Is that enough?
Fries. I think so.
Okay. So we have a little backup in case we need it.
So 2 over easy eggs that we can break over top of it.
We're excited!
And that is
poutine!
our first ever
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
poutine.
Okay.
And we're going to eat it now, and then we'll have another recipe for you.
Cheers, I'm so excited.
All right, so yeah, we meshed everything together. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I think could have made it better is if I would have got the stone jug pork.
Oh, we were going to get other pulled pork.
Yeah, stone jug pulled pork would have made this total tits. All right, so we've had a couple Molsons now. Actually realized that Canadian lager is better than American lager. Chad and I are kind of beer snobs. Sure. We really like craft beer, and we don't really drink American lagers. I know. But Molson was pretty good. I would like buy it.
But if you offer me one, I won't insult you at your house and not eat and not drink it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna drink whatever. So anyway, while we're enjoying our poutine, which we've been talking about, I think when Lainey's home from college and like Lainey, Maddie, and Chad and I are here in quarantine during COVID, we will probably make this and split it as a family. We all like poutine.
It's really good.
It's better than some of them we've had in restaurants. It's really, really good. And really easy. Since we had the Friday night, it turned out to be pretty easy. And like a fun thing to do as a family, I think. But we're at that time in the night that we definitely need to have a stiff drink. So there are a couple Molsons. We were gonna make Crown old fashions, because Chad loves old fashions and he loves Crown old fashions, Crown Royals, Canadian whiskey, but that might take a while. So
Right.
instead, we're doing VO and 7s. I said, let's do 7 and 7s. They're easy to make. It's a Canadian whiskey, and I had no idea. Yeah, that Seagram 7's an American whiskey, but VO is the Canadian version. And so I learned something new today.
So, do you know why VO is so popular?
No.
Or why it was popular, I guess, is a good way to put it?
It was Prohibition, right?
That's right, yes. So, finish the story then. Go ahead, go.
So I thought that Seagram 7 was a Canadian whiskey because I thought that it was one of the whiskeys that was brought down from Canada during Prohibition era. But no, it was VO.
But so Canadian, if you drink whiskey before, Canadian whiskey
I think I got a little more poutine.
Yeah, you're going to have to put more in mine.
Yeah.
A lot more in mine.
I'm aware.
So, Canadian whiskey is remarkably drinkable for a reason because they brought it in during Prohibition, and that's when a lot of the Canadian whiskeys became popular. I actually know this is because they're very mixable. You can mix them with things; they don't have that whiskey flavor. American whiskey, you mix it with something, you taste the whiskey. Canadian whiskey, you mix it with something, you taste what you mixed it with.
Actually, during Prohibition, whiskey and rum became really popular because they used to bring rum up from the Caribbean and whiskey down from Canada, and they would run the boats in the international waters off the shore of the East Coast.
And where did you learn this?
I didn't learn it from Chad, even though I was going to claim I did.
I'm not going to say
I
that.
learned this because I'm a reading teacher. So there was a really great Rebecca Cottle book called Black Duck when I worked at LaSalle that was all about it. It was a really great
So
book.
what she's saying is she teaches 8th graders where alcohol comes from.
Actually, I was teaching 6th grade at the time.
Cheers to teaching 6th graders about alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Chad and I are not finishing the poutine, and I don't even think we're going to make the down air, are we?
Yeah.
We are going to make the down air. Okay, just to show you guys, but oh my gosh, we are so full from this poutine. It is amazing.
We're literally stuffed.
We're covering it right now because we think Maddie will eat it when she comes home from work. But here's a thought that just crossed my mind because we're at that point in our cooking and in our evening that we've had enough alcohol that we're kind of in disagreement about this, but I want to run it by you guys. So,
we're totally in disagreement on this.
So Chad says every month we have to pick our country now by spinning the globe, which is fun, and I totally agree. I like that it's random.
It was your idea. You started it.
I know, but sometimes my ideas change and they elevate, and I have to modify them. So anyway, I just realized as we were cooking here that this gravy totally reminded me of Thanksgiving. It's the month of November. It's delicious, and I think we're going to try and do this once a month because we really enjoy doing stuff like this. Who knows, maybe more often than that. But anyway.
It really depends on if we look like idiots after we post this.
True. So, this was November, Thanksgiving, gravy. Christmas is next month.
Yeah, poutine, Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yes, Christmas is next month. When I think of Christmas, I think of like Papa Noel in the Scandinavian countries. We should do like Norway, Sweden, or Finland. We should do one of those countries next month.
Do you know what they do for Thanksgiving in Canada?
What?
Nothing. There's no Thanksgiving in Canada.
I don't care. We're blending cultures here. I'm saying our version of this.
Okay, so where do you want to do? Like fish? Like Sweden and Norway?
No, this just led us to gravy, which reminded me of Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, yes, Christmas always reminds me of Scandinavian countries. So, like, maybe we could do something in Scandinavia.
Okay.
I know fish is not our forte.
We'll think about
We live in a very small house, which we said the Fry Daddy's probably going to make our house smell for a month. Whenever we cook fish in our house, it smells like fish for a week.
So we had one other recipe we were going to do. I'm just going to take a quick picture and post it at the end of this video, should you want to make it.
It looks really good. It's called
We're not going to
Donair.
make it. We're going to drink these drinks instead.
I've never heard of it before. It's a Donair. It's kind of like a, how do you say it?
It's like a gyro?
Yes, it's called Euro, but this is not how Chad has said it all week long. How have you said it?
Gyro.
No, he says gyro.
Shit. Who said gyro? Who said gyro?
All right, so anyway, it's like a gyro, but instead of lamb, which Chad said, it's not like the gray meat. It's not like lamb. It has ground beef instead, which the words gray meat really turned me off of gyros for a while, I think. But it's kind of like a gyro, but with ground beef and different seasonings. So I'm really looking forward to it. I actually wanted him to buy a spit so that we could have it off of a spit.
And one last, we tried to get, I did look into getting caribou or moose from Canada for this video, but that's stupid expensive.
Yeah, it was like $75 for a small portion. So
Like
I
a
said,
tiny,
nope.
like 1 pound of caribou.
Nope.
We could have got it, but we're not investing $75 in this video.
But I actually ran into a friend of ours, Tracy Morris, in the grocery store today, and I told her we were doing Canada tonight. And she said that one of her favorite places to eat, hers and Mike's favorite places to eat, and when they go to Walt Disney World, is Canada. Like there's this
Moose and
Canada
caribou?
restaurant. Well, she said they have the best steaks, but for dessert, they give you chocolate mousse in the shape of a moose. And I went, oh, I wish I would have thought I had it did that.
Is chocolate mousse a Canadian thing or just a fact
It's in the shape of a moose chip.
Okay. We're not making the donair. I'm going to put a picture of the video.
We'll probably make it for
We're
dinner
gonna-
tomorrow. And
We're going to have a couple of these beverages.
which is really good, by the way.
And
We
we
go
hope-
in 7.
I hope we entertained you in some way. And if you're this far into the video, clearly we did because this is... I don't even know how much we've recorded at this point.
So we miss all of you guys in COVID. We encourage you to do stupid things like this. This is what's getting us through. So hopefully you guys are getting through in weird, crazy ways too.
Here's to being stupid. We love you.
Love you guys.